This is our paranormal podcast because this is our paranormal community, and we want to support you here on RU Media Network. We are proud to be sponsored by the Haunted Hinsdale House in Hinsdale, New York. Here are your hosts, Brian Mersall and Shawn Gilmore.
Hey everybody, I'm having some fun issues here today. Welcome to our paranormal podcast. I am your co-host, Shawn Gilmore. Brian Mersall, my co-host, my brother. How's it going?
Good. How are you, Shawn?
I'm doing really good, man. Really freaking good. I know a lot of people have seen. I am with Dark Alley hosting a public ghost hunt to help our good friend Brian. Here's the poster here. That's Brian Felice's family, and then this is everybody who's going to be at the event, guys. It's awesome. We got Dan Class coming. I'll be there. Brian, he's too busy, whatever. And then I'm kidding. He had prior engagements for the date that we had set. No hard feelings. And then we have Ray Gooseby and the entire crew from the Cryptic Paranormal Show. And we have Austin Maynard. And he is actually the guy who got us the location at the haunted schoolhouse that we're going to. It's so awesome, guys. It's all just like came together. Mm-hmm. Guys, here, I don't have a ticker going across. And so here, that's the Hinsdale House ticker. Okay. We're getting places, guys. Okay. So here. So you want to go to the link and get your tickets, guys. They're going fast. It's in August. It's on August 7th. Okay. But tickets are going fast. They are going to be sold out before then. But go to ghosthuntforbrian.eventb.com. You see the little link going there. That's where you're going to buy your tickets. They're $50. $50 of each ticket goes to the Felicia family. There is like a $2 fee, I think. It's a $2 or $3 fee. I don't know. That goes to the event B, whatever. But $50 of each of those tickets goes directly to their PayPal. I don't even see the money. And this is to help Brian. He's got cancer and he's fighting it. And he's just now finishing his first round of chemo. He's going to be on his second round by the time of our event. And he's working through this, guys. He does hard labor. He's not like me with a cushy desk job. He does hard labor. He's working outside all day, going through chemo. And if he needs to be able to take the time off work, we need his family not to suffer. And they tried to do a GoFundMe account, but it got jeopardized. Their password somehow changed. I don't know the exact whole story. It got jeopardized, so they had to cancel it. They were just halfway to their goal, and anything we can do to help them get to their goal would be awesome. I think their goal was like 20,000. They're just under 10, which is awesome. But it's expensive, man. They've got look at this family. They've got a big family, and me as a father, look at that big family they have. And me as a father, if I were to stop working, my family would be completely, man, let's be real, they'd be fucked, right? And so that's why the paranormal community is coming together and helping the Felicia family out. And so that they can relax and not relax, but focus on healing, focus on the family healing and focus on Brian healing. And that's what we aim to do, man. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And actually, I briefly spoke with a good friend of mine, psychic, and she might show up to be our event psychic, and more will be coming up. And guess what else happened? Freaking Long Gone Dolls. Terry Long, she contacted me. We are going to have a Long Gone Doll, and you guys are going to have raffle tickets. I don't know if we're going to do raffle tickets or if we're going to do bidding, right? Maybe we'll do an auction. I don't know. An auction would be fun. and just like started off at like $50 and see where it goes. Yes, I like the number 50. I don't know why, but we'll just start it there and then just have it build and see how much money we can get for this doll. Dude, her dolls are awesome. I don't want to show. You know what? Terry did send me a picture. I'm going to pull it up, guys, because I'm so excited. This is just so cool. And while I'm pulling it up, and you know what? I see David Woolever. He's sitting there very, very quietly. I'm sorry. I just like jumped in and started talking about this. I'm so excited. Guys, our special guest, David Woolever, our boss, the man behind the magic of RU Media Network and our Paranormal podcast. How's it going, brother?
It's going. I'm not really a boss. Come on now.
I mean,
if I was a boss, I'd be nitpicking you guys, and I'd be doing all this stuff. But I let everybody do what they got to do.
I mean, I know, but you are the man of RU. Like RU Media is David Woolever. I know you have Eric McGill on your team too, but you're the guy. Yeah, I don't think Eric helping when we signed on. I mean, we were the first show on RU Media. I don't even know if Eric was.
Yeah, it was kind of a collective thing when we first started talking about forming this. Well, back then it was a radio network. We were just looking for podcasts and things like that. Mm-hmm. But it slowly evolved into what it is right now, and Eric had a lot to do with that. Eric did a lot of our marketing. Did a lot of our graphic design. Adam Kimmel, Rebecca Kirschbaum, they were both in on the formation of this, and
nice.
Here we are. So
here we are. What, 2 years later, almost a year and a half
something
later?
Like that.
Yep. And man, that is so awesome. I'll tell you what, Eric McGill, he did this image here. He did most of it. I mean, you could tell. Right, you could probably tell the crap that I did to it. I ruined it. I had to move the people around, and I added the logos and I added the date. And but Eric, he did the rest. I mean, he does really such a great job with that smoke effect on images and everything. He's just but you could tell where that because there's no way that I would do as good as he did. I mean, all of our posters on our show are done with Photoshop, but what he does is just it's a a couple steps beyond what I can do. But here we go. That's the doll, guys. Ooh. Look at him. Yeah, that could be yours, guys. Right? It's awesome. I love it. I've been wanting a long gone doll for the longest time, and one of these days I'm going to get one. But sadly, it cannot be this one because I'm going to be helping someone win it. So, guys, this is the long gone doll that people are going to get. The only way to be able to bid on this doll or to get tickets for this doll, however we decide for you to win this doll, is to show up to the event. You got to get tickets, guys, and if they're going to sell out. So make sure you follow the link that's going across the ticker down there. Go to ghosthuntforbryant.eventb.com. If you have any questions, I created ghosthuntforbryant@gmail.com. And then you guys can ask any questions. There's an event page on the that I created on the Dark Alley Paranormal page. And I'm posting it everywhere, guys. And if you see the post, please share the crap out of it. We need people to come. We need to raise this money. If everybody comes, I have a 30 people max. It sounds like a lot, but really that's only $1,500 for the family. That's a drop in the bucket, man. That's a month rent and maybe some groceries, you know? So, I mean, I don't know if they rent or they own, but I just know that for a family that size, that's probably just their rent, you know? But hey, if we can help with whatever, then that's it. And who knows, if this does well, maybe there will be more events to come. So, thank you for letting me go off on that 10-minute tangent again about this. But guys, this is really, really important to help the Felicia family. So guys, make sure to please tell people, if you know anyone that's been like, hey, well, I want to see a ghost, or I want to experience what ghost hunting is like. Well, guess what? I know a really good cause. It'll help raise money, and you're going to have a fun time, and it'll be it'll be yeah. You know, one thing I forgot to mention here. Our paranormal, Brian and I have discussed this. We are going to supply beverage and food, probably pizza and soda. And so the way I'm going to do this, if it'll probably end up being me, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll have somebody wearing gloves and a mask serving a pizza with tongs that'll be cleaned, never used before, so we can, be COVID safe, right? We don't want a bunch of hands touching the pizzas. We want to be mindful of COVID. So we're going to keep things safe for everybody. And so everybody can enjoy their pizza and not worry about possibly getting sick or spreading the sickness. With that, guys, go to the link, spread the word. Thank you. And now that everybody has left the show, we can go on with it. Man, I've been working so hard on that. That's like become my life. Aside from, we did an investigation on Saturday. It's been busy. Busy's good though. Man. Okay. So, anyways, back to David, brother. I'm glad to see you back in action. I'm glad to hear that there's big plans afoot.
Always.
Are you out and filming with RU again?
Yeah. We just did our first episode of the year a few weeks ago, maybe going on a month ago. And we'll be doing plenty more of that this year. Some locations that aren't really out there very much, and some all new stuff. So be prepared for that. And then our Haunted Minds also going out and doing their thing too. Well, our thing too. We just finished up an investigation this past weekend for episode 3 of our Haunted Minds. So,
ooh, I saw a photo.
Can't tell you where it was, but
so there's episode 2 that we're still waiting on too, though.
Yes, episode 2 is Fairfield County Infirmary.
Okay.
And then this third one that I'm really excited for everybody to see this one that we just did. It was one of the coolest things I think I've ever been a part of. So
awesome.
So what can you tell us other than it was cool?
I can tell you that the experiments have gotten much more involved for our Haunted Minds. Mm-hmm. Eric always coming up with his ideas for things. Yeah. So as scientifically as we can for our Haunted Minds, we try to bring in these different ideas and these different experiments to try to do different things to get some form of communication or activity. And we pulled it off pretty good for this one, I think. Direct responses, not EVP responses, but direct physical responses to some of the things that we were doing, which all got caught on camera. And it's gives me goosebumps still.
Oh, man.
I like it.
So the first location, of course, that was Madison Seminary, right?
Yes.
And where can people see this? Because what you guys did was awesome.
You can see it on, there is Our Haunted Minds YouTube channel. You can see it on the RU Media Network YouTube channel, and you can find it on the RU Media Network Facebook page as well.
Nice. On the ticker down below, I just have the Facebook page and the website listed for RU Media Network.
Yeah. You should be able to get everywhere from either of those. So
cool. Very cool. And then, guys, Our Haunted Minds on YouTube. It's I'll tell you what. Coming from a team that Eric McGill led and edited videos for, I know the work that he does. He's anal when it comes to his work. He will not put something out unless it's his very best work. And I know that David is the same way, and that's why what they do is so awesome. So make sure you guys go check out the Madison Seminary, the episode 1, and man, I'm excited for episode 2. When can we look forward to this?
Hopefully in the coming months. I think Eric is shooting for around FCI Con 1. I don't want to be the one that quote him on that, but I think that's what he's shooting for. Obviously, he took on a new job recently, so he's been super busy, like constantly.
Yeah.
But last that I knew, that was the goal. So it'll be a little bit still, but it'll be well worth it. So
nice. Okay, so when is FCI Con?
Ooh, that is the weekend of July 24th, I want to say. Yeah.
Oh.
July 24th will be the big shindig during the day on a Saturday. I'm sure we'll have a VIP ghost hunt Friday night as well and Saturday. So weekend of fun at the old Fairfield County Infirmary.
That place is awesome. I've been there only once. I need to go back. And Brian, have you gotten to see Fairfield County Infirmary?
I have never seen Fairfield County.
We need to fix that.
Yeah, what's the best way to set up an investigation?
You can message the page directly, or you can speak with Addie Gaddis.
Gotcha.
I got you, bro.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll get it done.
Yeah, we'll get it done. We'll just let me know dates to up later. Let me just know some area of time that you'd like to have it at, and we'll see what we can work out. Melvin Seaborn is in the house. He always asks the best questions.
Melvin.
He's the man. He wants to know who is easier to investigate with, Eric or Adam, and how do the investigation techniques differ between Our Haunted Minds and Resident Undead? Man, good question.
That's Melvin hitting me straight in the jaw with that one. They're both pretty easy to investigate with. Obviously, they're two vastly different people, but both very easy to investigate with. Adam joined us for Our Haunted Minds, the first episode at Madison Seminary, and for Fairfield County Infirmary. And it makes things so much easier because we already have such a bond with each other, and we already have such a well-oiled machine going with Resident Undead that it's just kind of seamless between both productions. As far as the techniques go between the two shows, also quite different. Our Haunted Minds, we basically we do some similar things to Resident Undead. We still do active EVP sessions, but we kind of take some of the things that we've discussed production-wise for Resident Undead and carry that to Our Haunted Minds. So the things that maybe we don't typically have time to do or don't typically have a good way of diving into for Resident Undead, we take that and we do that for Our Haunted Minds. There's like the Resident Undead, the big experiment, so to call it, are the ripples in time. We don't do ripples in time, but we find other kind of scientific ways to go about getting similar communication as the ripples in time. So again, both fairly different, but both pretty good when it comes to the communication and the activity aspect. So I hope that answers something.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, with Resident Undead, they do, like you mentioned, the ripples in time. And in that, people, they reenact moments in history with a twist, right? The history's changed just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to, hopefully gain interaction as the recorders are running. And you guys have gone a lot of different locations, and you've gotten to, I recognized you in a lot of the videos dressed up in those doctor's gowns and whatever Adam gets you to do. Which one of those is your favorite? I don't want to say character, but what was your favorite reenactment that you did?
Oh man, that's a tough one too. Shoot, I have to really think about that one. It actually may be one that never saw air. Actually,
Ooh.
We went to a place.
Is this PG? I just want to.
Yeah, it's very PG. Very
okay.
PG.
All right.
We went to a place. I don't remember the name of it now. I'm pretty sure it's still in Ohio. I think it's up by the Santoris. I don't remember the name of it. But
that mansion.
Yes, big white mansion, lion statues out front. I don't remember what it's called. But
it had a signal tree before the signal trees fell down.
You're not thinking of Farnam Manor, are you?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
I love Farnam Manor, mate. You serious? No way. Let's go.
Yeah, the place is great.
One of the
wow.
One of the ripples we did for that was kind of almost like a speakeasy type ripple. And Jeff Fent was also in it. And he was a very much so drunk and disorderly bar patron. And I was the turn of the century bouncer that had to kick him out. So it was a fun little scuffle, and I actually think I almost did knock Jeff out because I accidentally landed a punch right inside of his head.
Oh,
during the sequence. But that was probably my favorite and one of the most fun ones that I've got to be a part of.
Jeff Fent, just so you know, David's favorite thing was not the part where he punched you in the head.
No.
Or maybe
it was very, very bad about that part. But
it's just one of those things, right? I mean, I could only imagine the stuff that you guys have gone to. And I always kind of wondered what happened in the Farnam Manor investigation, but I figured that if there was something that could be released, that we would probably know about it. There's a lot of background to that. Things just didn't turn out exactly the way we wanted them to. Yeah.
So Adam, very similarly to Eric, if it's not going to be good enough, it's just not gonna come out. So,
right.
And with the new management, John, happy birthday, my friend.
Yes,
I don't know what exactly happened. I know that they were sold, right? It's under new ownership, yes. And what exactly is happening with the location, I'm not sure. Jeremy York, hey brother. I'm not really sure what's happening with that place, but I don't even know if they're doing investigations. They used to have all sorts of like music festivals, like and stuff. They would do drum circles. I'm not seeing any posts about it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything else about it. Usually you see when places like that switch ownership, sometimes it's, historical societies that you take them over sometimes, and those aren't usually very, paranormal friendly, depending on where you're at and what's going on. But I'm not sure what happened with Farnam as the new ownership, but
yeah,
it was a really cool place.
It really was. The last time I went there, a guy took me down underneath the house, and how we were like crawling through this like cavern. It was really cool. Real quick, today is John Ward's birthday, and he came in. I showed his comment. So, John, brother, thanks for jumping in. And on your birthday, dude. So thank you. D nice.
There she is.
So yeah, awesome. And so yeah, Melvin Manor is a really cool place. The outside, I think, is another one of those locations where it's just as haunted as the inside. That carriage house or the garage, whatever you want to call that, the second building there. Did you get to investigate there?
No. When we went, it was still kind of wintry out. Some of the snow was melting, but the grounds were very much so impassable, muddy, and things like that. And I believe the carriage house at that time was pretty full of things. So we didn't get to go out and do that. But we had access to pretty much everything else. So
nice. There's a room with the scratches, that bedroom with the scratches on the ground.
Yep, I do remember that.
Which one?
The bedroom with the scratches on the ground.
Like in the actual manor?
Like in the manor, in the bedroom.
So you go upstairs. Is that the one, like, if you walk upstairs and you go left, it's like all the dolls?
You go upstairs, you go right.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's
so
like
you go
bedroom?
up the stairs from the kitchen, right? You go up the stairs from the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you go right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's that room. It's in the wood. I don't know the exact story. Sometimes it's covered up. One time I went back there with my kids after hiking in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and they had it covered up. I had to lift up an area rug to show my kids to scare them. I was like, see, this is what happens when you're bad, guys.
Yeah, that place is awesome. It was the first investigation I led when I was like on my own president of that college group.
Oh, so nice.
It was fun. It was also the first location that we did solo runs. So very, very wonderful place in my heart.
Nice. Very nice. So, Woolever, you can't tell us about our Haunted Mines location, but you've been investigating a long time. You've been to a lot of places, and Resident Undead, everyone knows, owns and operates 2 fantastically haunted locations. But besides those 2, what is your favorite location, and what is your favorite type of location to investigate?
I'll start with the second part of that. My favorite type of place to investigate. Something obviously rich in history, because I was a history major in college, so that just pulls me in regardless. I don't tend to gravitate toward the darker hauntings. I do tend to gravitate toward things deep in emotion. So if I'll go into one of the favorite places that I was involved in or helped investigate, and that was probably going to be the Kentucky Slave House, Phillips Folly, in Maysville, Kentucky. I think to date that is still one of my absolute favorite places that we have ever filmed at.
That sounds like
it was super emotional. When we went down into the area where there was a slave cell, tunnels, and things like that. It's overwhelming almost to go down there. And I was able to connect on a different level down there, being of mixed race. So it really hit me very hard. But at the same time, it was easier for me to be able to reach out and connect. Even though it was super emotional, it was very sad. I think I was able to kind of lift that in a way. Obviously, the fear and the anger and things like that were still noticeable in the air, but there was a little bit of a calming after the session that I was a part of down in that area.
Okay.
But yeah, Phillips Folly,
Nice.
by far.
Nice.
It was just a beautiful mansion. For one, the owners had done a whole lot of work and just made it as beautiful as it could possibly be. And just, yeah, it was awesome all around.
You love when you see that kind of passion and care at a location.
Yeah, definitely.
The owners actually they lived in Phillips Folly. So they made it the home that they always wanted.
Wow.
But it just so happened to have such a deep history behind it, sometimes bad, sometimes good, and they were willing to let us come in and take a stab at it. So,
well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've been to places where they've been part of the Underground Railroad, and things like that, but I've never investigated a place where, like a plantation, where where slaves were kept. The only thing that's been semi-close to that is when I went to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. They have the train cars. They have that room of shoes. And the amount of emotion that you feel going to a place like that, I could only imagine being at the actual place where that actually happened. And then being able to relate to it at the level that you are, with your heritage and everything just makes it that much more powerful. The history, the stuff that happened is absolutely horrible. And to be there and to have that empathetic and that feeling, that's powerful stuff, man.
Yeah, it really was. There were points throughout the time that we were there where, again, it would get overwhelming. Even the other folks on the crew, it changed periodically at different times throughout the day. And with Resident Undead and our Haunted Minds also, we don't have a full weekend or week to investigate these places and film. We usually just have, a day, 24 hours. And we utilize all 24 hours in a day most of the time, just about anyway. But that was Phillips Folly was a challenge on an emotional level, and we just had to kind of keep on top of it a little more.
Definitely, kind of keep your emotions in check, huh?
For sure, yep.
Yeah. So I could relate to that. That's crazy. I would love to investigate a place like that and see. I mean, the stories that could potentially come from spirits at those locations and things. So I'm sure that a lot of things need to come to light that still haven't.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's. I would love to go back there. I don't remember if the owners that were there when we were there. I know they were talking about selling. I'm not sure if they ever did. But if they didn't, I would love to go back down there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Now, we talked about Resident Undead. We talked about our Haunted Minds. There's a new video that you let out a couple weeks ago, which is actually what led to having you onto the show. I don't know if this is going to show well, but here is the logo. Mysteries of the Road. Man, dude, that logo is cool as shit. So, here. Can you see it better there? I don't know. I'm trying to find a lighter background.
No, that's good. That's
all right. So, yeah, dude, that is so cool. We got Bigfoot. We got werewolves. We got aliens. I think someone just died upstairs. And
Dude, for a second, I thought that was you and Eric. Are you serious? I didn't know if those were like your spirit animals or something. Like, I'm curious which one was which, man. That looks sick, though.
If I'm not Bigfoot, there's a problem.
I do have a picture of you somewhere with the glove.
The old. That was when we first started bringing in some shows. I think we played off of that Avengers.
Yeah.
Fun time with the old Thanos Infinity Gauntlet. Like we were collecting the Infinity Stones, which you guys were an Infinity Stone. So
yes, I have that. I might have it on my computer. The files are all supposed to transfer. But sorry, stay on track. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like when you're building like a new show, even just from the logo, people are checking out that logo. There's a beautiful name. There's like cool aesthetics to the logo itself. What do you do first? Do you kind of get the idea for the show, then the name, then the logo? Like what elements? Like how does that all come together logistically?
It all starts with an idea.
Okay.
This particular idea is actually probably 5 or 6 years in the making. This started well before I was fully involved with Resident Undead. And it's always kind of been in my mind, kind of in that pre-production kind of stage for all this time. And I finally have gotten to the point where I feel that I have the right people around me. I have the right capabilities. So I feel that now is the time to actually put that idea into motion and start going out and really doing some things.
Okay.
So what is this idea?
The idea is there are a lot of stories out there when it comes to cryptozoology, when it comes to ghosts or spirits, when it comes to UFOs and aliens. So the idea is to take famous cases from around the country, go and investigate these cases. So for the first season of this, the idea is that we're going to focus on the state of Ohio, obviously, because that's going to be the easiest for us. We already know the state of Ohio. And we're going to go through cases over the years of different cryptids, different UFO sightings, any kind of weird and strange things. We'll throw some ghosts in there, obviously. But this series won't, just focus on ghosts like we do for our other stuff. I really want to highlight some more things around the state. So people, if they're interested, they can go out and check these things out for themselves, just like they can investigate different locations. But things like the Dog Man or the Werewolf of Defiance, Ohio, tie in with, the Michigan Dog Man and things like that.
Yeah.
South Bay Bessie, the Lake Erie monster.
Yeah.
The Ohio Grassman, the Bigfoot of Ohio. There's things like that. There's all kinds of cool stories and folklore out there that I feel needs some extra attention.
Nice. Are you doing Mothman too?
There is a Mothman tie-in.
Woohoo!
Yep. So there's plenty to do, and I think that we're going to be able to do it, and I think it's going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun.
Awesome.
What was the earliest? Obviously, you didn't just think of Mysteries of the Road, 6 years ago. What was the earliest name for the show that you could remember?
Ooh, I don't even know if I do remember that. Mysteries of the Road came along not too far after the idea.
Okay.
I don't remember what we were thinking of originally. Originally, it was myself and an old buddy, Jason, that I used to investigate with years ago. And we were going to incorporate, I think the original idea was to incorporate all of these stories, but also go and highlight different, like, fun stops or cool restaurants and things like that for these different places, which we still could very possibly do. It's just a matter of, getting owners on board and being able to film and do things like that. But eventually, I think it was probably maybe about 6 months or a year after the idea started brewing that the Mysteries of the Road name came about. So it's been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
I've just been waiting to tell people all about it.
Nice.
Awesome.
So what more can you tell us about the project?
I can tell you that whenever I do anything, like Shawn had mentioned before, like Eric and like Adam, I only want to do things if I know that I, again, have the right people and have the capability. So I will say that I have selected people that I think will fit my idea very well. Shawn being one of them.
Yes.
So Shawn will be one. Mr. Ray Gooseby will be two. And then we have a good friend of mine who we will hopefully get in at least some episodes, maybe not all, but some of them. He's a buddy of mine from Michigan. His name is Brian Barczyk.
Nice.
He does a lot of work with reptiles and has been out in the field in Africa, Australia, all kinds of things, doing things with wildlife. So we wanted to make sure that we had someone who's versed in wildlife to be around. And there's a possibility of one other eventually down the line. We have to wait and see because there are some other things in the works for that person. But right now, that's what we got.
Star lineup.
It's an awesome lineup, if you ask me. So, but you're going to be in it too, right?
Yeah, I think I will. I think I will give it a go. If it comes to if it comes down to the fact that maybe I just can't juggle it, then maybe I can just make some appearances and things like that. But as of this point, I am also planning on being a part of the series as well as, and all that kind of stuff. So
I was just picturing you being like the star. I mean,
I don't know about that. I might try to build someone else up, but we'll see how it goes. I don't really want to. I want to have everyone just be the collective. I don't want people to just stand out and be whatever. I just want everybody to be as involved as they can and just put the best version of things out there. So
definitely,
there you go.
We do. Denise says that Woolever is the Harry and the Hendersons version of Bigfoot. She's saying you're a nice, friendly Bigfoot.
I appreciate that, Denise.
I remember that movie so vividly. Oh man, Brian, do you even know Harry and the Hendersons?
Yeah. That's the good-looking Bigfoot.
There you go.
No, he's the one, and people are trying to track him down, but the family is hiding him and whatnot. I mean, I seen it when I was little.
Yeah,
it's
an old one. Well,
this is actually a show I've seen. Yes,
nice.
Surprisingly,
nice. Melvin says it sort of sounds like Supernatural, just based in reality. Dude, can I be Dean? No, I don't want to be Dean. I want to be Sam. I want to be Sam. Sam's the good-looking one, right? I don't know which one's good.
Both good looking. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, Shawn. Why you got a nitpick here?
I don't know. Yeah, okay, you're right. I'll be I'll be either one. I'll be both mixed. I don't care.
I want to see Shawn do the alien one and dress up as an alien. I mean, you've been doing a lot of the reenacting, David, but I need to see Shawn in some great outfits in this show.
Too many ideas, man.
The UFO portion is going to be particularly interesting. I can say that because the UFO aliens portion is actually stories from me.
Okay.
So it's been over a period of years that I've had some odd experiences, and this portion of of my area of the state. And I've never had the opportunity to actually dive into it and investigate what I was able to experience. So I'm pretty excited for that one. It's I'll have to tell you all about that, before we get started. But some spooky, scary experiences when it came to that. So I really want to dive into it.
Okay. Now I'm not part of the production at all. But have you ever seen Hill House, The Haunting of Hill House, or heard about it?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
Okay, it's a TV show on Netflix, and spoiler, it's actually not a spoiler. There's like a bunch of ghosts that they hide, like behind doors or in reflections, and it's crazy because you don't, for the whole 10 hours, you don't even realize they're there. But if you go on YouTube, there's like the 50 ghosts that you missed or something. It's actually crazy if you go back and look. They're just, it's crazy how they hide them there, and if you actually look, it's insane.
I thought that was a TV show.
Yeah, it's a TV show on Netflix.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, correct. Like, and it's even more insane if you go back and like look at the 50 ghosts you missed.
It's like Where's Waldo of ghosts.
Correct. Now here's where this is all coming together. Regardless of who's hosting the episode, you need to have Shawn involved. You need to place him like in the background or something. You don't have to dress him up like Bigfoot or anything. Just to like cause some.
He's just kind of in the background somewhere.
Yeah. Like I don't want you to have any contamination of them, like saying, you're faking stuff. But just having Shawn like in the background, like behind a fern or something, Lou, like where no one would notice until someone notices. Every episode. Just have them like
have a little Shawn Easter egg somewhere until the investigation actually starts. Yeah.
And then after like the first 10 episodes, you can make a video, just as additional content of the 10 Shawn sightings that you missed. How insane would that be? Come on, guys.
That'd be fun. I can see that.
Just like
that's awesome. That's awesome, guys. Real quick, guys. I see your questions. We're gonna get to them. But we really want to cover a little bit more about this new show that's going to be coming up, because he's working hard on it, the Mysteries of the Road. So sorry to interrupt, but there's some good questions popping up, but they're more paranormal, and I mean not that this show's not paranormal, but actually one
aspect of paranormal.
One question that's on here, I am gonna kind of tie it in here. They asked, hold on, how do you choose the locations to investigate? From Melvin, and then Claire says, same question as Melvin, but how many do you do in what period of time? So let's tie this into Mysteries of the Road. How are you choosing what areas we're going to go to? How many areas are there? And in what period of time are we going to do this?
I'm going to think of this from a production standpoint. Right now, I believe we're going to be slated to have an 8-episode season. And I chose the different topics just based on the popularity of the actual stories or the folklore behind the stories. A lot of them stood out much more than some of the other ones. Obviously, Bigfoot is going to be a big thing. A possible werewolf or dogman is going to be a big thing. A giant sea serpent, again, going to be a big thing. So that was kind of my thinking in choosing, is basically some of the most famous stories from around the state. As for what period was it? Period of time or something like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the actual filming of these things, it would probably be like a weekend thing, like a Friday, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday type thing, just to make sure that we are able to get everything that we would feasibly need to get.
I like to call it the Shawn shots. You know, you got your B-roll, you got all your content, and if there's other places like the Bigfoot shops or whatever, just to highlight the locals.
Yeah.
And then the Shawn shots, and then pulling that all together. I mean, that's a beautiful recipe.
And also trying to find eyewitnesses, trying to find local historians or storytellers, just to be able to interview and.
So there's a lot of there's a lot of work beforehand too.
Yes.
Before you even go there, the coordination.
Yep, for sure.
Wow.
So it's going to be a lot of work, but I still think it'll be very, very fun.
Well, there's no reason, or there's no doubt that you're going to do Ohio first, because I mean, when you start going to other states, the coordination and logistics of this is going to be crazy. You're going to have to spend so much time out there and fly Shawn out there, and I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're going straight from Ohio to California for season 2. So.
Yeah. You're going to have to Photoshop Shawn in there.
No, I'm going to Cali.
Skyping.
I'm going to Disneyland, mate. I'm going to Disneyland.
I'm going back to my hometown, Cali.
Mm.
There you go.
I love it. Oh, that's so crazy.
Just make it during the winter, or don't. Then I won't come back.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in Cali. I'm sorry. I talk to people out west all day for my day job, and I get jealous like on the daily. It's just part of my normal life.
How many episodes do you think you're going to have in a season?
Right now we're sitting at 8. We could do more. If we don't do more than 8 full episodes, we'll probably at least do like some special kind of, not full episodes, but just some extra like specials, so to speak, with some different things, and maybe bring in some different people and all that fun kind of stuff to be involved. So
yeah, I think you got a good, for at least like, you know, it's, I guess, content that doesn't necessarily take all the logistics behind it. You can do like a behind the scenes for season 1, and you could do the like some of the best highlights for season 1.
Yep. You
know, it's like 2 extra episodes that don't like cost you guys as much money and time. I don't know.
There should be plenty of things to pull from. Some of the things, you know, we'll just revisit just certain aspects of whatever was in the episode. Some things could be all new. It'll just kind of depend on how it goes. But yeah, definitely we'll have to utilize all of our social media presences, TikTok, you know, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
I'm sure Shawn will be able to do our behind the scenes, you know, TikToking and things like that.
If I don't see a David Woolever NFT, I'm gonna flip out.
That's all on Shawn.
Yeah, I actually don't really know what NFTs are. I just know they're like electronic doodads that are rare or something. I don't know. They're worth money.
I'm not into all this newfangled technology.
I don't know what NFT is either. Is it a TikTok?
No, it's some like, it's kind of like cryptocurrency, but it's a crypto like picture, like art, and it's like 1 of 1 or 1 of 10 or something. And
like the old, like kind of like the old Topps cards or something like that.
Yeah, except it's all online, and it takes a lot of. It's just like, you know, cryptocurrency. It takes a lot of like space to mine, and I'm getting out of my element here, guys. I'm so sorry, but like if you could do some RU Media NFTs, you know, that'd be sick. Or a little.
So yeah, if I can figure it out, I'll give it a go. But
yeah, so I don't know. All right, Shawn, you're on it. I don't know. That stuff's hard.
Actually, I wanted to go back to Melvin's question, just kind of tie it all in with a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Locations also, when it comes to like Resident Undead and our haunted minds, really it's about, one, the feasibility. Can we get there? Will we have enough time? Will we have enough manpower, things like that, to be able to pull it off? But the biggest factor is just the history and the background behind the place. If we feel that we can get a good story out of it, then that's where we're going to go. Obviously, we play very heavily with both shows when it comes to the historical aspect of the locations. So the deeper the history, whether good or bad, sometimes with Resident Undead, we see a lot of the bad. We get some of the darker stuff. We try to lighten it up a little for our haunted minds, but sometimes we run into the same stuff. But yeah, if I had to say, I think the history determines mostly where we end up going, and then the number of them, just however many we can feasibly fit into a year, basically, is what we end up with. When we're on the ground, we've been able, luckily, the last few times, especially with us being actively involved at least two of the locations, or we have had extra time over a couple of days, especially for B-roll and things like that, because B-roll and all the historical setup and things like that takes so much time. Not that the investigations don't take time, but a lot of that stuff leading into the investigation is what's time consuming. So it all just depends on how quick and spry we're feeling. So how quick we get it done. But yeah, I just wanted to tie all that together. So
no, definitely, man. I'm so excited to get started. And going back to the whole California thing, Melvin, he lives in LA. He says a beautiful day outside, blue skies, soft breeze, just like spring. And I'm you know what it's been like for the past week? I'll put it to you this way. My son's every sport has been canceled for the past week and a half. It's been raining, it's been gray, it's been gross, it's been blah. So Melvin, you know what I say to you? I say blah to you. Man, I hope you guys get some overcast down there in SoCal.
Hope you guys get some rain in the next 2 months.
Yeah. But not too much rain. We don't want you to have mudslides. We just want you to have that gray, gloomy feeling that we have.
Just wet enough so where things won't catch on fire if some gender reveal party goes wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want fires. We don't want mudslides. But we want it to be gray, and we want it to be wet, and we want you to be miserable for at least a day or two in a row. Oh, man. I can't wait, though. My family and I are going to this year, we're not doing a family vacation. We have just too much going on with Callie going to D.C., Callie needing braces, sports ball, and everything else with the two kids. So it's just too much. But we're going to Kalahari for one night. So that'll be nice. That's our vacation. It's 2 days, one night to Kalahari. That's going to be me imagining that I can't say California because it's usually really humid in those types of places. So I'll be like, I'll pretend I'm in Florida or Louisiana or something, and just sip on a beverage. It'll probably be a bourbon, but I'll sit there and I'll pretend like I'm, out of this jury. I mean, I'm ready for summer, man. So ready. But the reason why I really brought up Kalahari and hotels is because people don't think of them as being haunted locations. People go, they stay at hotels, and they do it all the time. They don't think about it. Do you know what happened in your room before you were there? No, you don't. Do you ever think about the people who go to hotels to commit suicide? It's really, really sad, but it happens a lot. Horrible.
You took me so far down.
Horrible things happen in hotels. They're haunted as shit. Have you ever gone, David, to a hotel and had it be haunted?
I don't know if I can say that I have. I've been to plenty of, if you can call them hotels, over the years, doing the paranormal investigation stuff, obviously. Sometimes you're just too tired to care what you're sleeping in. So.
Right. That's the truth. That's the truth. And sometimes you're sleeping in that haunted location.
I can say that not once have I slept in a haunted location.
Really?
I have either always had a hotel room or I've just stayed in my car.
Really?
So, yeah. There's now some of them I could probably do it. I could more than likely stay in Madison. Actually, I should say that I could because I have stayed in Madison Seminary. But that's been the only place that I've ever been comfortable enough to actually fall asleep in. And even then, it was hard because there was constantly stuff running around and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than Madison Seminary, I have not chosen to sleep in a location.
I honestly, I can't say I blame you. I've had some, like, at Randolph County Infirmary, whatever they call it nowadays. When I was there, it was Randolph County Infirmary.
It's still Infirmary.
Oh,
it's still Infirmary, whatever they call it, or
it's just
whatever they call it or don't call it. It is the Randolph County Infirmary because that's what it says on the building.
It's Randolph County Infirmary. So that's I'll go. I like that. So Eric and I, Eric had his big bougie blow up mattress thing, and I slept on this cot thing. I had my sleeping bag on there. I saw an apparition in the room. I was like, oh, now I get to go to sleep. But I was so tired, I actually ended up falling asleep. But it wasn't like one of those. It wasn't like the experience I had at other locations where it's like makes it really hard to sleep the next day or that night. But I understand. Yeah, they just said I ruined the mood. I did. I totally ruined the mood. But that's what it is, though. We go
in a hotel room and be laying there thinking, who may have killed themselves in this?
I know, but see, that's me. I think about that crap. Like, I'll be like, for like a wedding, I'll be like, oh, that was a great wedding. I'll be laying there in bed. I'm like, man, someone probably died in this bed or something. I do that. No one else does that?
I don't think I have.
No? No? Man. I don't know. Anyways, Melvin says he's going to go outside in the beautiful weather and have lemonade. So thanks, Melvin. You know what? I have Taco Bell strawberry lemonade. It's like melted slushy for Cinco de Mayo. So, hey-o.
All right, David, and you know where you're going for Cinco de Mayo, right?
To bed. I mean...
It says in my new book,
the doors kept opening. You should trust your instincts.
Go for it.
This is crazy, isn't it?
That's right, David. Welcome to the Into the Abyss section, where we ask you 13 fast-fire questions. Answer them as quickly and thoroughly as possible, my friend. Round number 2. Are you excited?
I knew it was coming. And it still surprised me.
Hey, that's the goal here. Nothing going to one up the hotel rooms, but all right, my friend. Let's get right into it. And I'll say number 1 and number 13 for reference points. You ready to rock and roll?
We'll do it.
Number 1.
all eyes on you.
All eyes on you. Now, Shawn is paying your tab right now, David. He wants to buy you a haunted location. What would you like him to purchase for you?
Oh, gosh. I'll say Phillips Folly.
Hey. Whew. Dang, Shawn's dishing.
Price tag on that one, buddy.
What is your favorite Farnam Manor memory?
Ooh. Well, I'd say punching Jeff. But I think overall, just the beauty of the place, even the grounds around it, when I was doing drone work and everything else, just the overall beauty of the place. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get statues of you right next to the lion ones.
There you go.
What was one of the most exciting moments of your 2 years with RU Media?
Ooh, actually launching the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most exciting part so far. It was, you never know how things are going to turn out and how things are going to go, but I think it turned out okay so far.
Yeah, we do too. What's the secret to finding and getting access to lesser known locations, whether it's for our haunted mines or the mysteries of the road?
It just depends on who you know and the right timing. There are a lot of people in this field, whether it's ghosts, cryptos, anything like that. If you get in well with these people, obviously that can lead to opportunities.
And you've been in the field for a very long time. You've worked on a lot of projects. So what's the most ambitious project you've worked on in your paranormal career?
Resident Undead.
Oh, I thought I was walking the park, mate. What do you mean? It's a lot of work. It's ambitious. What do you mean?
Yeah, everything we do is a ton of work. It's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun, but it's a whole lot of work that goes into it. So it can be very challenging, but it's very rewarding at the end of the day.
That's why you're the man. What's your favorite high school track meet event?
Discus.
Okay. And what's your dream investigation location?
Buddy. An investigation at, let's see, actually it was a place that we almost went to. COVID got in the way for us. That was Alcatraz.
Oh, no kidding. Man, that would have been sick. And well, listen, I'm just looking forward to when you go next then.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see, yeah.
I mean, speaking of dreams, Eric wins the lottery now, and he's running away to Florida. He ghosted all of us, no pun intended. Who do you replace him on Our Haunted Minds?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know if he can replace Eric for that by this point. Hell, I don't know. I might just go on without him.
Maybe like a little paper cutout or something. I mean, those things might run $100, but
them or something. I don't know if I could do it.
We'll have that one specialist make like a long gone doll of Eric. I like that.
Yep.
She made them of the Resident Undead, right? She made them of like Adam and Becca.
Yep, she made them of the 4 Resident Undead, and then Chad Lindbergh, I think, got in on that one. So
yes,
we got to make this happen. All right. So besides our paranormal podcast, what's the most unique and interesting show you have on RU Media?
Ooh.
Yeah, besides our
spot here. When it comes to just information, I'm going to give that to my paranormal soapbox, Dustin Brown.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Where do you come up with the ideas for trying new paranormal research techniques when filming Our Haunted Minds?
It's just basically based in some, science experiments. Eric does a lot of the thinking and tinkering on that, but basically anything that we think could have an effect on paranormal activity, that's where we go. Or similarly, anything that we think could affect someone's mind or thinking when it came to the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not to like trick people, but showing people how they can be tricked, or how their mind or their eyes can play tricks on them when it comes to investigating, especially at nighttime. So just a fun mix and putting heads together.
Gotcha. Now, we're not trying to fulfill any fantasies here, but what's your dream reenactment outfit?
What, like a sexy nurse, probably.
Okay.
I could fit into it.
Mm-hmm. What's the one in Kentucky? What's the one in Kentucky?
Slave House?
No. Like the asylum kind of deal.
Oh, the asylum. Oh, Waverly Hills.
Yeah, Waverly Hills. You could do like one of those at Waverly Hills or something.
Yep, just run around in my high heels.
Yeah, make you guys like you can slide down that big slide or something. All right, a little 12-month calendar from it. Where's your dream location in terms of Mysteries of the Road? All expenses paid. Shawn's getting that checkbook out again. Where are you going?
I'm going to Loch Ness.
Okay.
Ooh.
Shawn can make that happen. I like that.
All right. I feel like when are we going to your bank account here, Brian?
Oh, come on now. All right, number 13. All right.
You don't have to take, man.
Number 13, everyone. What's one thing, David, you have such a loving community. Everyone's excited about Mysteries of the Road. What's one thing you want to tell everyone, pertaining to your paranormal community? What's your message, my friend?
When it comes to Mysteries of the Road, I just basically I hope everyone enjoys it. We're going to put a lot of stories out there that maybe people have or haven't heard of, and we're going to do our best to put a massive spotlight on each one of them. So just hope everybody enjoys what they see.
David Woolever, everyone, that was Into the Abyss section. Always part 2, everyone, part 2.
Nice.
You are the man.
I think I did. I only sweat a little bit. It's fine.
Dude, we love it. We love it.
Man. So,
real quick, we do like the Into the Abyss sections, and we cut them out for additional content. Look at your face. This is hilarious. We have you all beautiful up there. Of course, that was part 1, but yeah, Shawn's looking snazzy and everyone, even Eric's looking a little. I just had to throw that up there.
I love that face you got going on there.
Yeah, I know. I did, but we appreciate you. And yeah, no, that was a good section.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, man, you make all this possible for us, and like you said, I mean, in order for us to call you boss, that would mean that you'd have to be like, dude, you let us do whatever we want. There's no, it's just great. We have there's no limitations.
Yep.
And
don't go out and kill anybody, and don't burn my house down, and you'll be good.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. It's awesome. So I want to thank you, man, because this has been it's been a freaking crazy ass ride for the show, and you've given me the freedom to do it, and it's awesome. So thank you for
that's
that.
The idea behind the whole thing. I mean, people love what they do, and I don't want to be a hindrance on what people love to do. So, with that being said, still just come in, do what you want. The RU Media Network is a place for creators to create, and I want to give them the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's probably like a bajillion more questions. And I think Melvin's got a good one.
Right? He's got a really long one. He wrote a book for you. Do you want to read the book?
Let's do it.
All right.
Sorry in advance. This is going to be a long one. Always expected from you, Melvin. And hope it doesn't come off as dumb. Have you guys ever had dreams or activity occur before the investigation of a specific location? Would you say that the location is aware that you're going to visit? Do you think some locations have connections to ETs? If so, what would you rather capture evidence of? Extraterrestrial life or intelligent spirits? Would you consider investigating a place like Stardust Ranch, which is supposed to have spirit? And it's so long.
It's actually, it's all it shows on. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, here it is.
There's more?
A spirit, alien, and cryptid activity. How would you approach a place like that with so many different elements mingling in a single location? Now, that's a
question.
First of all, Melvin, you win the prize for the longest comment ever on our paranormal podcast. So thank you. You wrote it so long that StreamYard didn't even show.
Yeah, we had to look it up like on the actual Facebook one.
So thank you. No, that's an awesome question, and it sounds like this is a question for all three of us. So, Woolever, we're going to start with you, and then we'll just kind of go around because I think that this is a fantastic freaking question.
Yeah, did you get all of it, David?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, go ahead, my friend.
Let's see where to start. I can't say that I've ever had like specific dreams leading into an investigation or anything like that. We have often had sometimes pretty gnarly activity before we actually get to the investigation portion of our time at locations. Mm-hmm. As for like the Stardust Ranch and things where everything's just all together, man, I don't know. There's so many different things that you could do with that, and you'd need a week to do it. There's, obviously, we're out to get evidence of the paranormal, no matter what aspect of the paranormal it may be. So I don't know if I would more like extraterrestrial evidence or spirit evidence as I would want to get them both and make sure that it was all documented.
Okay, notice those.
That would be if I could get to a place like that for mysteries, that would absolutely be like a top priority. There's so much that you could do with something like that. So I hope that answers the question. So
what do you think, Brian?
I've never had dreams leading into something, but if you would have asked me 7 years ago, I would have said, there's no way that, a location or spirits could know that you're coming. But being in the field, yes. So we have the Cunninghams that have a haunted house, and we've been there so many times, and activity would legitimately ramp up because like leading up to that investigation. So like we planned it out, and like a few days to a week out, crazy stuff starts ramping up. In terms of me, yes, almost every time I go to Madison Seminary, being out of college, something is always weird. Like I have trouble sleeping, or like it's like something weird happens to my health, or we start hearing crazy stuff. And lately, crazy stuff has been happening leading up to an investigation at my house. So, but I don't have any dreams, but like stuff actually happens at the location, and stuff happens to me before the location. And if I didn't have the sample size of 7 years, I wouldn't have been able to confidently say that. But I can now, at least from my experience in the places that I've been to. And I prefer to go get paranormal activity, because if I get something like alien-wise, so here's the thing. I feel like I can handle something paranormal because based on The Conjuring 1, or not The Conjuring 1, Insidious 1, I'm stronger than anything that's paranormal because I'm living. I have all the energy. I have the power, right? I don't have the power if, some alien's coming up to me and throwing me around. They've got, thousands of years of technology. They're all, crazy and whatnot. Just from like a danger perspective, I'd rather be, messing around with ghosts and paranormal versus aliens.
Aliens, you don't want to be probed.
Correct. I'm not the probing type, and I'm just not about contamination. Like if you hear footsteps, you're like, oh, I hope that's a ghost, not that's probably aliens. Because like if I'm starting to get like alien activity, then it's gonna start to question my entire paranormal career. Trying to you can't distinguish it. Like if you hear footsteps, and you think it's a ghost. it could be an alien, and it just starts to discredit all of my years of, in the field. So
It discredits the entire world.
That's true. Like, you think gravity, and it's actually just Bob the alien who's just been pressing the button.
Aliens could be interdimensional beings, so therefore some of the activity we get as paranormal investigators could very well be alien.
Yeah.
One thing on the cryptid front, we don't really know.
And that's why Brian stays in his lane, and I'm down to just give, like, it's a possibility. I mean, anything can happen. I'm not saying that aliens aren't real and what I'm getting aren't aliens. It's just, if you're giving me a preference, like, I don't even know what Stardust Ranch is, but I'm okay. I'll stay in my lane. Give me the Conjuring House or something. But there's my answer.
Right on. Wow. So for me, man, I'll tell you what. As far as, like, what would I rather investigate? Me personally, I connect with spirit. I connect with human spirit the best. That's who I want to connect with. If I get something other than that in the paranormal, that's part of the game. That's like, it's like, that's like, Michael Jordan was a basketball player. Then he tried baseball. Then he tried golf. Right. So that would be like me doing aliens would be like Michael Jordan playing golf. Not saying he's bad at golf. It's just that's not his, that's what his career is built on.
So you call him. I'm just kidding.
So
good thing I'm putting you on a 3-lane freeway for Mysteries of the Road, then, huh?
Yes. So, but with aliens, Brian kind of brought up one of my points too, though. It's like with aliens, you don't know really what their intention is. Like, I told you about those times I lay in the bed in the hotel. I'm like, gee, who died here? And I think about all the horrible things that could have happened in that bed that I'm laying in. Well, I do that like on a normal basis, a regular basis about everything. So I think about the aliens. I think about, well, we probably came from aliens because we're pretty much aliens to this planet because there's nothing else on this planet that's like a human being other than the ape. So I don't know, but personally, I don't know what an alien's intention is. Does the alien want to kidnap me? Does the alien want to take my gene pool and create other alien hybrids and put them in some sort of alien zoo? Or I don't know what they might want to do. That's the thing. My imagination goes completely wild. And for some reason with the spirit world, I have a more of an understanding of it, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with going out. I shield myself. I'm protected. I do. If I would feel like I need some sort of like physical protection.
Correct.
If I were to do an alien investigation. Now remember that show, those guys who went looking for Bigfoot and they had their shotguns with them. I mean, I really did not, put them down for having that shotgun because, man, there's bears out there. And what if you do end up with Bigfoot in your face? What are you going to do if Bigfoot is in your face?
It's either going to be really cool or it's going to end up real bad.
Exactly. You want to be able to at least fight for your life. So
yeah, that's
the
big
if
thing.
I'm ever wandering around a place like Mansfield Reformatory or something like that, and I see an alien come around the corner, I'm probably going to quit everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So like,
alien pops out of the golden cell, and I'm out.
Mm-hmm. And there's like safety precautions. Like if you don't want to go do the solo run in the demon in the basement, you can just #watch the Tesla. You can't back out if there's aliens. You know what I mean? You can't just do that. And like you being like a leader of a team, and you might be bringing 9 other people or X people on the investigation. They're looking to you as the leader. Hey, what can you do to keep me safe on this investigation? We've got the grounding techniques. I got the Bible, the cross at home base. If you start to feel sick, I'll take you out in the yard. We can touch some trees, ground you. We can work on grounding. Look, we can protect you. And if you get possessed, we're not going to leave you on the side of the road. Listen, we're going to call country, all the priests around. We're going to get you taken care of. I can't protect you against aliens, homie. If the alien comes out of the cell, it's almost every person for themselves.
If a light comes down from the sky, you start floating up to this UFO.
What do you want me to do?
The only thing I'm gonna be able to do is pull up my phone and make a video of it. That's it.
Yeah,
there's nothing else I can do, and I'm running.
It's a wrap.
But with that being said, would I consider investigating Stardust Ranch? Yes, I would love to go investigate a place like that, and the one where they just did the show on the Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, Skinwalker.
Yes, I want to go. In fact, I would love to go camping for a week in a tent. I don't want to stay in one of those houses. I want to stay in a tent, just like I did at Hinsdale House the first time I went there. I want to be in a tent. I want to experience what's out there and see what's up there. Beam me up, Scott.
Yeah, see you, Josh.
Right.
I will tell you the one of the experiences with UFOs that I want to visit during the series. I'll tell you that story. It's not going to give away the episode because obviously we haven't even done the episode yet.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the scariest experiences that I had, and I've had 2 or 3 by this point, but it was back in 2000 and I want to say 10, 2009 or 2010. Usually when I get stressed out, have some kind of anxiety, I like to get in my car and just take a nice country cruise.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go out in the sticks for a while, just cruise around, clear my head, get some air, go home, clean and clear. So I'm not, being mean or grumpy with anybody. So that's just my way of getting everything out is by doing that.
Yeah.
So I did that one night. Back then, there's an area where I live that you can go that runs along our creek, like a portion of our creek, and it's very heavily forested and things like that. But there was a night that I went out to clear my head on this particular road, and you get to an area that is still very wooded, but there is a lot of opening above the road in the tree canopies, so you can see up to the sky. And it just so happened my car at the time, a very old car, but it had a sunroof. So you could look up and you could see the stars. There weren't any lights or anything besides my headlights. You can kind of look up and just see a little bit of everything through the trees. My car, while I was driving through this particular stretch of road, got lit up like a Christmas tree. And I thought to myself, well, that's probably one of the brightest lights that I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Look up, and all you can really see is the light. And I'm thinking, it's like a pot copter or something. You got a police helicopter or whatever out doing spotlighting or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're looking for someone or something, whatever it could be. But the further I went, you could start to see more of a shape that did not look like a helicopter. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is weird. Obviously, a fighter jet or something is not going to be right above me, shining a light on me.
Yeah.
Usually a helicopter is not going to do that either.
Mm.
And the further I went, the more shapely it got, and it turned out to be a triangular shape.
Huh.
And that light and that shape followed me for about 2 miles, and then the light went away, and there was nothing above me.
Why was it following you?
Well, I still don't know that. But when you get to the end of this road, you turn, you go across a bridge, across the creek, and you have to go up this decently steep hill. So I get to the top of the hill, the light comes back. My car's lit up again. But right when I get to the top of the hill and I'm starting to descend over the hill, my car completely dies.
Stop, man.
Lights, engine, everything. And I literally just roll down the hill until my car comes to a stop. And that was the point that I literally thought that I was probably going to die. Probably the most scared I have ever been in my lifetime. Sat there for 5 or so minutes, just waiting. Because I literally thought that whatever it was going to come and get me and take me or kill me. But after 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes, I tried my car again. It turned back on. and I have never driven that fast. Never drive over the speed limit, kids. But in this particular case, I was going about 85, 90 through country roads to get back home. And that's still, I have never had an experience that scary since then.
See, that's what I'm talking about. People are worried about, what if I come back from an investigation and I start hearing knocks on my wall, or, you know, the broom
I would
falls
take that
over.
any day over the.
That's what I'm saying.
Fear. Yep.
Right?
Okay, I can come in there, sage bless, so you don't hear any knocks or the broom doesn't fall over. If that's happening, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It's seriously though, like I definitely understand what Brian is saying, because
that's scary as hell, man.
Can't, like, it's like, no,
thank you.
You see why I want to dive into that a little bit more.
But we should though. There's like all sorts of crazy aliens out there though. There's aliens out there. Like, have you guys ever like done like research on all the different types of aliens that are out there?
Very little. I know, some about the grays and like the lizard or reptilian type.
Yeah, and supposedly there's like nice ones and there's mean ones and there's So I don't know. So investigating with Your Paranormal is always a blast, because they have these like little sayings and these little rules and stuff, and it's really funny. Always rule number 2, Shawn, always be brave. I'm like, I don't want to be brave.
Yeah,
right now.
No,
there's just certain points in time when you got to know it's time to go, and that was definitely one of those times where it was.
If there's alien balls, it's time.
You're being chased by something, and then your car dies. Like, what did you do when your car died? Like, did you lock your doors? What did you do?
Oh, there was
lock
no
your doors
power.
And pray.
There was no power at all. So I sat on the side of the road. I got to where I could just pull over, just coasting. So the car slowed, and I just got to the side of the road in case there could have been anyone else out there. But I literally just sat there for the first minute or so thinking, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, and then just closed my eyes. Just sat.
Wow.
That's scary, man.
That's insane. Like,
I'm
that's
not trying to mess with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and it's interesting
about
what
the intention was. They could have been wanting to give you a pie. Like, it could have been something nice.
Yes.
But
if only.
Right? We don't know that though, because that's some scary stuff, man.
Yeah, let me tell you, one of the most fascinating benefits of doing some paranormal research, you kind of get a little inkling of if there's any life after death. If, there's anything going on, are we talking heaven, purgatory, just like some interesting stuff. So basically you find some life after death. If you do some alien research, you're like finding death. Like there's we're not talking life after, we're talking, I don't know, man. That's some scary stuff.
There's some real scary stuff out there when it comes to aliens. That's the thing.
And you weren't even looking for it, David.
No,
at that time.
I literally went out. I had a bad day. I was grumpy. I didn't want to be. So I just went out.
Can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Can't get any worse. Let me
Melvin says even more so, with the time the car isn't working, they take you. You'll never know when it happens. It just happens. Usually that's Orion who do that. Ooh. So Melvin knows. So
I don't think that I went anywhere. I don't believe there was any
could have been abducted. You said you sat there and you closed your eyes and you opened your eyes. Dude, they could have erased your memory, and they could have, you could be walking around with alien robots in your blood or something. The people are worried about the COVID vaccine.
I guess it's possible.
Dude,
yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't aware of any like odd time passage or anything like that. I just knew that, eventually I've got to open my eyes and try this car and make sure that I can at least get out of here,
right?
Or try to call someone or whatever else. I couldn't. There wasn't a lot of thinking at that point. It was either this is going to happen or it's not.
Right. Here, Melvin also says that's interesting. They say the triangular ones are sometimes U.S. military. It's common for the cars to suddenly shut off if a UFO spots you. Oh, okay. So you were spotted.
Yeah, I still get goosebumps.
Josh Joyner says it's a bad acid trip from some weather balloons.
I wish it would have been a bad acid trip.
That's what here. That's what he said. Weather balloon there, and then he said down here, sounds like bad acid trip.
Man, that's so scary.
Oh, so Melvin said he started with ET stuff first, so I do remember that. You're right. Melvin's just a wealth of information. It's
yeah. Melvin's another one I really enjoy listening to.
Yes. He should come to RU Media. That would be pretty sweet.
Ooh.
Now, listen. We're talking about wealth of knowledge. I mean, David, you are the biggest wealth of knowledge, which is why it's time for Paranormal Over and Under, the section of the podcast where you tell us if it's overrated, underrated, or properly rated, and a one-sentence response why.
Okay.
All right. Just 10 questions. Number 1, overrated, underrated, properly rated. Here we go. Ripples in time.
Ooh, underrated. Underrated for sure. It's one of those things that I haven't seen much else get quite the amount of response as we get with the ripples.
Gotcha.
You obviously have either something that happened historically that we alter slightly, or we just recreate a scenario that could have been a possibility.
Yeah.
Just to see what the spirits will do. Sometimes it comes across like they think we're putting on a show for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes across like, oh no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It happened this way. Yeah. Or just other answers to things. So underrated.
The 3200 track meet event.
Wish it didn't exist.
Madison Seminary.
Underrated. Completely underrated. I know a lot of people go there now that it's, open more for people to be able to go there, but it's just such an awesome place. More and more people need to go to visit Madison Seminary, whether you're into ghosts or not. Mm-hmm. Just go check the place out.
Paranormal networks.
I don't want to step on anyone or anything. You could say underrated at points, and sometimes you could say overrated or oversaturated. It just depends on, I guess, what you're looking for.
All right, the most controversial topic here: Eric McGill.
Completely underrated. That dude.
I agree.
Yeah, that dude is just something special. You don't see it very often in a lifetime, but I couldn't have asked for anyone better to be involved with everything that I've got going on.
I mean, Eric is just like one of those people. He genuinely wants to make everyone he works with look good, and he genuinely cares about everyone. He does not want the drama. He does everything he can to avoid the drama, and he wants to make sure everybody's happy. He is just an all-around freaking awesome guy, and I'm glad that he's one. I consider him one of my best friends, man. I really do.
Absolutely, yep.
And he's a hard worker, self-taught. Everything he does, self-taught.
Yep. Yeah, we're all pretty much all self-taught when it comes to production and things like that, and we're all self-taught when it comes to the paranormal, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unreal sometimes, just the things that he's capable of, and he doesn't give himself enough credit either. But that's just him. But yeah, that completely underrated individual.
And you'll never see all the work that he does, and he puts in so much work.
Absolutely.
Ouija boards.
And that also kind of depends on who you're talking to, I think. I would say overrated, just from its I don't even know the right word to say. There's just a lot of Ouija out there. I'll say that.
I think that depends on the way that you're doing the Ouija or how the Ouija is.
Yeah.
Like, is it overrated on how haunted or how bad things they might make? It's how do you? What way?
I think overrated in the way that they get utilized. I think there's just so much fanfare behind them for the stories over the decades or centuries, however long they've been around. When realistically, it's just another type of communication. It's basically the same thing as putting out a digital voice recorder. But so people put so much stock into them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where they start to get overrated.
Aliens.
That also depends. Can be overrated. There's a lot of stuff out there from a fictional standpoint when it comes to UFOs and aliens. But there's not a lot of complete and factual research when it comes to the subject, I don't think. And not enough as there should be.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be overrated depending, it could be underrated. But
Fairfield Infirmary, if I said that right.
Also underrated. More people definitely need to check out Fairfield County Infirmary. It's one of those places, like RU's filmed at it twice now. Our Haunted Minds filmed, and it's still one of those places. I'm more comfortable in that building and on the grounds now than I was previously, but I still don't like to go into the building by myself unless I absolutely have to.
Editing for a paranormal video.
I'll say underrated because most people just don't know what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Most people just don't realize the behind the scenes and just how much work goes into what you ultimately see.
Number 10, cryptology.
I can say properly rated. I'll say that. Again, you have the fantastical side of every kind of field that you look into, but I think the crypto creatures and things like that, it's so fascinating to so many people that I think it's a good thing that a lot of people are getting into it and actually studying and doing the research.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's properly rated.
Yeah. That's paranormal over under, everyone. David Woolever. He is the man.
Nice. I have a question. David.
No.
Your favorite alien movie. So like the alien topic movie, not just Alien the movie series, but like the alien topic movie.
It's a guilty pleasure, but I'm going to say Signs. Just that scene at like the birthday party in like Brazil or something where the alien like goes through the alley and just runs across, like that always sticks in my mind when I think of aliens in general. Like that was at that point in time, like that was a scary scene to watch, and it just always kind of sticks with me. So.
Right on. What story in Ohio of cryptozoology or whatever is your favorite in Ohio?
It's actually, interestingly enough, and I don't know that we'll end up covering it, but I've heard it from family members and like a few other people from around the state from when they were younger, like 50s, 60s, 70s folks. There's an area in Ohio around like where my dad was originally from, and I don't remember exactly, but there used to be a story of what they called the Limburger cheese monster. And there would be like cattle would be attacked, people would be chased. Never really know what it was, but each of the instances were always, every time before these things would happen, in the area, there would be just an overwhelming scent of Limburger cheese. So you find like these dead animals, you do all these different things, and you remember, oh, well, that was right before that was when we smelled that Limburger cheese smell. So it has to be some kind of monster. So people just started calling it the Limburger cheese monster or the Limburger cheese man. And it's weird and just interesting enough that I've thought about trying to do something with it, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
That is.
That was like weird.
You're getting chased by something that smells like rancid cheese. That's, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, and it's funny how, like, and when did that happen, though? Like, you know, in the original stories of that?
A lot of it happened. My dad had told me about instances when he was younger, not super young, but maybe going into his teens and maybe like going back later in his later years, like in his 20s or so. So that would have been, you know, in the 70s.
Okay.
70s, 80s, depending.
Right on. So 70s, 80s. All right. I've just kind of like noticed that like a lot of the stories when it comes to these different monsters come from, you know, usually earlier even than that. So it's interesting that that's 70s and 80s, but a lot of the stories you hear about, you know, it happened like in the 30s.
Yeah,
you know,
and it could have very well been well previous to anything that, you know, that my dad and his siblings or whoever experienced. That's just when I heard about it. So,
yeah. Nice. My favorite alien movie, I think, is Signs. That's the one. Is that the one where they're and the invaders?
Where water is their downfall. Where Joaquin Phoenix keeps a bunch of glasses and bottles of water around.
Yeah, I liked that one, and I liked the other one with I'm so bad with the actors' names, but they actually invaded, and Dakota Fanning was in it, I think.
What War of the Worlds, maybe?
Yes, that's the one. I liked those.
I also like Signs. I thought the birthday scene where it was like running around was also crazy.
Yeah.
It looked kind of like this.
Yep.
Very, 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 very scary. So yeah, no, no, I've never seen it. I don't really have a favorite movie though, but
no,
I just thought about that.
Well, Tim Kumar wants to know, what is the most intense experience that you've had in the field, David?
Ooh, that would probably go to that might go back to the first episode of Our Haunted Minds with Madison Seminary. Just the amount of overwhelming energy from the laundry area there. Where there could have possibly been a body at one point. It was very overwhelming, very, very sad. And some of the responses that we got between Resident Undead and Our Haunted Minds, you know, points to the fact that it very well could have been a woman, and that there could very well be people still living today that could have been involved with it. It was very intense. EVPs about you know, where's my money, things like that. So were people paid? Were people not paid to do something to whoever this was? Or I don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs of that. I don't know if we ever will, but I would say level of intensity wise, that would have been it.
Right on. Right on. I mean, how when you have all of these experiences in, dealing with the paranormal, the supernatural, it's hard to really pinpoint for me which one is the scariest, which one is the most intense, because they're all different. And it's like, how do you really choose which one was actually the craziest? Because they're all intense. They're all different. It's so different. And not one.
I think it all just comes down to your feelings at the time.
Yeah.
Your feelings about it after the fact, as to what you can differentiate between. So.
Yeah. How long it lingers inside you. Like how long does that are you still thinking about it, and how much is it still affecting you? Because a lot of things that you experience in the paranormal, it lingers with you, man. It follows you like mentally, like it's yourself kind of, because it messes with your mind, man. You're trying to make sense of it. You're wrapping your head around something crazy that you were brought up and taught that is completely impossible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it's not normal. It's paranormal. And
Paranormal.
Yeah.
But the only reason why it's that is because it's what we're taught. We don't know about it. We're taught to fear it. We're taught so many different things. What if we were taught to embrace it? What if we were taught to actually have it be a part of our normal everyday lives?
And that's why there's RU Media, everyone, where you can actually learn and you can start educating your youth on all these crazy, wonderful topics and really expose what the real world's like. So,
right. And Melvin beat you to your question, because you always ask this, but I don't think you did. What is your go-to post-investigation meal?
Come on now, you know I like that pre-investigation meal.
I know, but Melvin asked it today. You didn't.
Oh, no. I'm pre-investigation. What do you like to do,
that's right.
Before Melvin's talking, you have a successful investigation.
Yeah, where do you go? You go to Denny's.
Yeah. Get some comfort food after all that discomfort.
Get some Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
Well, usually the last few times it's been, whatever gas station is still open or whatever kind of pizza they might have. So.
Right. I mean, you could finish investigating at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. This is after Denny's time. I mean, Denny's. I mean, are they still open 24 hours post-COVID?
I don't know if they are right now.
Yeah, I don't think anything's 24.
If I say it would be a Denny's or like a Waffle House or something, probably, but I don't know.
Says I need
Waffle House either.
Melvin says that. No, it's not that I need glasses. It's that I just that was assumptive. My bad. After I don't know, like late at night, I don't know if you like eat a whole lot. Like you're like, when I go on investigations, I got my beef jerky, I'm eating junk food, so if I'm sleeping at the location, I'm not going anywhere else. But you know what, I have to say, I do kind of miss my what was that the moons over my hammy or something that at Denny's. I don't remember what it was called. Oh, what was it?
Oh, it's been so long since I've been to
it. Man, I know. It's been so long. Man, I need to go to some Lenny's. Remember those commercials? Oh, man, when I was in school, we would go to Denny's and we would, not when I was younger, right? We'd go on like a Friday, Saturday night, and we'd be at Denny's until like 4 in the morning. And we would just be sitting there talking. This is back when you could smoke in restaurants, Oh, man. Good old days at Denny's. Playing spades. Oh. So, sorry, off topic again. So now, we are now at the, 10 o'clock hour. How can people find all of your projects, because you've got a lot of them? Can we help people find your projects so people can see your awesome work that you do?
Don't you have like a Paranormal Network or something?
Yeah, I think we do. You can find the RU Media Network right here. Some of you are probably watching on the RU Media Network page right now. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on Instagram. Yep, you can find it on Instagram. You can actually find the RU Media Network on TikTok. There's a little bit of stuff on there. Starting to dabble in some things. And then obviously YouTube, you can find the RU Media Network. And same kind of socials with everything else. You can find Resident Undead on everything. Heck, if you just go to Google and type in Resident Undead, you'll be able to go to a myriad of places. And then Our Haunted Minds you can find on YouTube.
And if you really want to support all of his projects, you could buy some Woolever coin found in all of your.
Yeah, but we do have a Patreon. We have one or two backers now. I know of at least one, and she is awesome. If she's in here somewhere, her name's Peggy, and she's excellent. We do have a Patreon, and we do have an Indiegogo up right now for Mysteries of the Road. If you'd happen to be interested, you can always support us on either of those. We have a Spring merchandise, or Teespring it used to be. Now I think it's just Spring. We do have a lot of merchandise on there that you can peruse.
So wait a minute, what I'm going across the ticker is outdated. Is that what you're saying right now?
No, it should still work. It'll redirect to whatever it is now.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'll have to fix that. Sorry.
But yeah, I think that's it. If you just search RU Media Network, Our Haunted Minds, or Resident Undead.
And will your socials keep us updated on how you're going with the Mysteries of the Road?
Yeah, once we get everything started, it will be updated as we go. We'll try to do some behind the scenes things. And, all that kind of fun stuff. So.
Yeah. I need to see Shawn either photoshopped or actually on scene behind a door, looking through a window. I mean, we got to make this a thing.
You know what I think we should do? Since Brian's not in the show, you should make it Brian that's hidden.
Yeah,
Brian,
actually, just have me drive out and
we use that picture from the poster that you pulled up.
Yes, just like tape it somewhere on a window and in one section of B-roll every episode, and it'll be like drop in the comments where you think that photo is, or buy like $100 cutout and just like stick it somewhere in the corner of the room.
Yeah, whatever.
We can make this happen. Oh yeah. But yeah, David, we appreciate you coming on the show. We appreciate you sharing a little more info on Mysteries of the Road, and we're excited. We really
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a blast. I love when I get to come on the shows on the network, just because I feel like I've known everybody for so long by this point.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to talk to people when that's the case. So I really appreciate being able to come on and talk and interact with people and having a whole lot of fun. So
yeah,
man, I appreciate you coming on, talking about this new project and everything else that you've done. It's fascinating to me, and I take great pride in being the first show, being the first guy to actually sign on with RU Media. I started a fad, and man, it's awesome. It's just so cool, man, because it's what RU Media has grown to be. How many shows now are on RU Media now? Can you list them all?
Ooh, I'm not sure what all we have now. I know there are a few that have taken hiatuses to work on some other projects. But I think right now we've got you guys. We've got Goose and the Gang for the Cryptic Paranormal Show. My Paranormal Soapbox with Justin Brown and crew. Well, when they're able to. Justin works a whole lot of crazy hours now too. And then the Full Spectrum Universe with Rob, usually on Saturdays, and there's another one on Saturdays. Oh, I feel
Wizard's
really
Table,
bad
yeah.
now. Wizard's Table, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So lots of talk shows. And then, like I said, we obviously have the series. We've got Resident Undead, Our Haunted Minds, Ectovision. We've got the Ectovision episodes on there for people to go through also. Like working on Mysteries of the Road and whatever else, happens to come up down the line. So
awesome. It's so cool to be part of a project like this. There's just so many layers. It's awesome. So guys, make sure to go check them out. Go to YouTube channels, all the social medias. We need to figure out something for the TikTok.
Yeah, I've just been posting little snippets of things on there, little pieces from investigations and teasers, like for Mysteries of the Road and things like that. So we'll start to get into it a little bit more once we're out doing some more stuff. But I still have trouble actually posting to it without getting lost for a few hours scrolling through it.
That's why I don't have it. I've been victim to Vine.
Never downloaded it, but
I was victim to Vine, and like as a content producer, come on, let's be real. You got to be on it. You got to be distributing because it's one of the best ways to reach your audience. I get it. I just never jumped on the train. I said if I haven't jumped on it, I'm definitely doing
just watch the ones that people repost on Facebook or wherever. But
and then try to sign on.
I made the mistake of downloading it and just started scrolling, and it's
it's an hour. You don't even know it. It's like a bad drug. It's crazy, and like most of the stuff on there is like nonsensical bullshit. But some of it is hilarious though.
Time passed doing something else.
Yeah. Or you'll be up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning without realizing it because you're just flipping through.
You spend an hour or two, you think you got abducted by aliens or something because you don't remember it.
Yeah.
It's a real issue, boys.
I know.
A real issue.
Seeing TikTok dances in my dreams.
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh man, but the one thing is, man, if you're at a store, you see a kid doing a dance, that's TikTok. Guys.
I just knocked the phone over.
Oh my goodness! Oops. What if there's not a phone?
I meant to grab that box of Ritz. I'm sorry for your phone.
Right. We'll be in line, right, waiting to pay. My kids will start doing some sort of I don't know what. But what are you doing right now? There's you're doing TikToks. There's no camera. They're doing TikTok dances. Before it was Fortnite dances.
Yeah,
you walk through the store, people doing Fortnite dances. Now they're doing TikTok dances, and out of nowhere. It's just it's crazy. I don't get it. But hey, the music I listen to, people don't really dance to anyways. They might slam into each other, but All right, guys. Thank you for an awesome show. Woolever, man, thank you. You're welcome on anytime at all. We want to help. We want to help promote everybody. And we want to promote your awesome projects that you got. I'm so honored to be a part of this next project. It's going to be so cool, and I know I'm going to learn a lot. Mysteries of the Road, guys. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. Again, I appreciate you guys having me. I appreciate everybody in the chat from all the different pages and from YouTube or wherever they were coming in from. Like I said, this is just a big collective of creative people, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah. Thank you so much again. And guys, with that, I just want to do a real quick, I don't normally do this, but I really want to push this, guys. Make sure to go and check out the Ghost Hunt for Brian, guys. It's a really cool place. We're going and we're investigating at a school. I forgot to mention the name of it. It's Middle Point School. It's in northwestern Ohio. It's really cool. And it's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's a lot of great people, and it's a great cause. So make sure to check that out. And with that, guys, I hope that we helped you guys over past this Wednesday and help you over the hump day and help you slide on into the weekend. Everybody have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you guys next week.
All right, everyone. This paranormal adventure that we're all on, it connects us. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast with your host, Shawn Gilmore.
He's worked in the paranormal field for 10 years.
He was featured on the TV show Paranormal Survivor that airs on Travel Channel.
His passion is creating para-unity.
With your host, Brian Mursell.
He's worked in the paranormal field for 7 years.
He leads his own paranormal team.
He wants to help people start their paranormal adventure or grow their existing one. This is our paranormal adventure. This is our paranormal community. This is our paranormal podcast.
It's about supporting. It's about making Paraunity a real thing, because we all need to support each other within our community. And that's what the show has always been about.